If you're the person or a person with the money, you want to know that you're giving the money to the real deal, not to somebody who's giving you loads of stuff or information or bullshit on social media. So, and you're on the other side, a credible person, humble person, modest. You probably don't like social media, and you're thinking, how do I reach out to these people here? But the first thing I'd say is become comfortable in becoming uncomfortable and become social. So get onto social media and start sharing some of the deals you're doing. Now, obviously, everybody or most people want to do the bigger deals, bigger margins, less deals, higher margin, higher profit, that type of stuff. But you got to start somewhere. And if, let's say, you have £500,000 in your bank account, okay, and you want to invest that with somebody, and I've done no deals, well, I can bet you one thing, you ain't gonna give the money to me, and no way, okay, because you worked hard for that money, whether you've inherited it, which you haven't worked hard for, by the way, because your parents or somebody just give it to you, but whether you've earned it, whether you've won it somewhere, however you've got hold of those funds, they're yours, and you want to obviously make the most of them and make sure that they are protected and that they earn you further income, generally speaking, by the way, if you're that way inclined. So you want a return on your investment, and you ain't going to give it to somebody who has no track record. So now what I need to do is start doing smaller deals and then share them on social media, share them at networking events, and just start sharing information with people for free, just like what I'm doing here, by the way. Okay, and say, here you go, this is what I'm doing, this is how I've done it, and be transparent and honest, by the way. If it's a small deal, it doesn't matter, but just tell people how you've done it, what's worked well, what hasn't worked well, what you've learned from it, what you're going to do differently going forward, and just be open. And through this particular process, what you'll see is people will start engaging with you, asking you questions, following your work. A lot of people will follow you. Most people won't like, comment, subscribe, that type of stuff, but they do watch your stuff and will ask you questions. So yesterday, bumped into somebody in Peterborough, near the town centre. He's based in Bolton, and just pulled me up on the road and said, "Oh, you're Shaz Nawaz." I said, "I am." He said, "Oh, you're the same one who talks about property and property tax and all that kind of stuff." Yes. And he just had a question on something to do with capital allowances. And this was a guy from Bolton in Peterborough, randomly pulled me up. Now here, I'm not trying to say I'm popular or lots of people know me. What I'm saying is, when you start posting content out there, that chap probably doesn't subscribe to my videos, probably hasn't liked any, probably doesn't comment, but has seen some of the videos, recognized me, took the opportunity to talk to me. He's the same person, for example, that one day may have some money and may say, "Shaz, why don't we work together?" Or may have a deal and say, "Shaz, why don't we work together?" Or may have nothing, which is fine, by the way, and he gets some value and goes and does something else in his life. And if I've contributed something positive towards that, well, all good and proper. But people will engage with you over time. They'll start emailing you, asking you questions, as long as you're sharing stuff very, very honestly and openly. Once you start doing this, if you are interested in no money down, which I think you ought to be, as long as you're comfortable with it and using other people's money, then what you need to do is start sourcing deals and sharing them with people. Now, if you've done small deals, and let's just call small deal 100 grand, whatever you do, don't jump straight away to £1 million deal, because this person over here is going to ask you, what kind of deals have you done before? And the last thing you want to do is, obviously, what we said on the previous page is bullshit. And if you say, I've done 100 grand deals, they're going to think, 100 grand deals you're comfortable with, 1 million, 10 times as much you've never done before. You may understand the process, the principle, the concept, but that's a big jump. He might not be, or she might not be, or they might not be comfortable giving you all the money here. So therefore, I'd say from 100 grand maybe go on to 200 grand initially, so on and so forth. Now, if you've seen some of my videos, you might think that's a contradiction, Shaz, because you usually say is if you've done 2 or 3 small conversions, go into a bigger conversion, because whether you're doing a 50 flat conversion or doing a 20 flat conversion, the headache and all the other problems and issues, challenges, concerns are the same. Absolutely, I always say that. But here we're talking about getting other people's money, so it's not about challenge, issues, problems, concerns. It's about how do we convince this person that you have the competence, okay, to get from here to here. And I think 100 grand to a million is going to be difficult. So with that, what you've got to do is build believability. Believability. I hope I've spelled that correctly. Okay, and that basically is showing people behind the scenes exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. And secondly, you've got to build credibility, and again that's about being open, transparent, honest, okay, showing you have the expertise, but also talking to people, answering their questions and being upfront and honest. So no money down. And by the way, this could be a very long video here where we talk about exactly how to make no money down work, but this was just a kind of an initial share that I've just came up with because I thought people will find this useful, because some people have asked questions. It's about, number one, believing in yourself. So the first sale you ever make is to yourself, and if you think something can't work or you can't make it work, chances are you're not going to make it work. Secondly, start with small baby steps, okay, and do some smaller deals and go for the bigger deals will come in time, okay. And thirdly, always be honest, open, transparent, share with people what's going on, share the good bits as well as the bad bits and the difficult bits. There's no shame in that. And I think the more vulnerable you are, the more human you come across as, the more honest you can come across as. Because if you say, I've done a perfect deal here, I bought a commercial property and the planning went through, or if it was PD, it was all obviously plain sailing and we converted to 18 flats and nothing went wrong, and look, I've done all this fantastic stuff here, people will think, bullshit, this is not true. He hasn't, because we all know there are challenges, problems, issues, concerns when you do property investment deals, or when you're in any business you have issues. So I think share openly the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and over time, if you are looking to do no money down, it's going to work well for you. Now you may have a question saying, Shaz, I've got no money whatsoever and I want to do my first 100 grand or 50 grand deal. I'd say the best thing to do is maybe find a friend, family member, somebody who knows you well, or 2 or 3 of them, and get small chunks of 5,000, 10,000 or from them. Invest those if you haven't got your own funds, and do 2 or 3 smaller deals. Give them the lion's share. Personally, I wouldn't care if they took 80%, 90%, because I want to build believability, like I said on the previous slide, believability, credibility. I just give them most of the profits and the income, and I just want to say, look, I've done the deal. Then I'll move on further. Now some out there might say, oh, that doesn't make good business sense, and you want to give them 40% or 35% or 51% or whatever. Who cares? Make the deals happen, do the deals, build that platform, have the credibility, have the believability, then leverage those by finding deals, engaging with people, and no money down is going to work a treat. Once you've done your first one and possibly your second one, you're going to think, why didn't I do this 20 years ago? If you're my age, by the way. If you're younger and you're 18, 19, 20, or even 15 maybe, and you're enthusiastic and you want to work with your parents or somebody else, or you've just finished university, then that's the best time to start. Make it happen. No money down works. There's loads of money out there. There's loads of people who want to invest money, who don't know how to do it, don't have the time, knowledge, experience, expertise. So all the ingredients are there. You've just got to make sure you pick the right ones for the recipe that you want to create, and build a fantastic business for yourself and the people that you work with.